So hi everyone, I'm Lore Vanden Berghe. I'm almost 22 years old and I was a gymnast for the Belgium Federation for a few years. I stopped in 2018 with training and right now I'm a coach at my former club in Sportak Deense and I'm also a student at university.
Hi, I'm Nizam Serkerberg. I'm 13 years old and I'm a top.
Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm from Ireland and I'm in a trio as a bass.
So Yeche is a gymnast from Gymfinity. She's a top in a women's pair 11 to 16.
Did you and Noémi have a handshake before the competition?
No, we didn't have a handshake, but we always ate pineapple right before a big competition, so that was something we did. Like we did it the first time on the Europeans in 2015 and that was very good competition. So after that we always had to eat pineapple just to be sure. So we did that, of course, but not really a handshake. We did, right before the routine, we always went over the elements and the dance, the things our coach and our choreographer asked us to think about. And we did always, right before balance, we did like this grid to feel that everything was all right and then we just go. I myself, what I did was just crack my fingers always, then my neck, and then I went. I always did the same thing. So that's not really a handshake, but I did that myself.
Okay, so I have one question of Yeche is what was your motivation when you wanted to give up?
I think one thing was that, as a little child, I was always looking up to my idols. It was Tatiana and Florence mostly back then. They were very good women's pair when I was very little. And Tatiana was one of my coaches and she told me right before I came to the Belgian Federation, she said like, if you go to the Belgian Federation, you really have to go there to, become a world champion in seniors. And she, when she said that to me, I was like, is that possible that I can become, world champion? And that really motivated me. And I think, as a little girl, you have these dreams and when you start like feeling like giving up, you have to remember that, there's still this little girl inside you that really wants that dream to come true. So I feel like that's the main motivation.
Ellen?
What was the worst injury you've had when training?
So I never really had injuries. Of course, yeah, the injury Noémi had right before the Worlds, but that was Noémi, her foot in a piece of the dance routine. She twisted her ankle and that was, of course, the worst injury, but it wasn't mine. So when that happened, we were still in denial. We were still thinking like we'll make the Worlds. It's still like 6 or 7 weeks, and we'll put a lot of tape around it and make sure it will work. But like after like 2 or 3 days, I remember Sergey, my coach, calling me and saying like, it will not be possible and it will not be. And I think that was the hardest moment in my life until now. But you know, you have to learn how to deal with disappointments, I guess.
Yeah, and okay, maybe stupid question, but were you angry to Noémi?
No, not because it was like how do you explain? It was like a piece of choreography where I put her in the air and then she lands, and in the landing she twisted her ankle. So it could have well been me who didn't throw her well. So we really didn't know. It was really, you know, both of us who were within that piece of choreography. So I never know. It would be very, you know, bad for me to blame her for what happened. It's not, you know, you're always in a team, even if it happens in choreography. It could have been me as well, so I never really blamed her, no.
Lisa?
What was the funniest moment with Noémi?
Ooh, good question. So we were definitely, when we were juniors, we were laughing very, very much at training because, you know, we didn't take everything so seriously and we were not that, you know, it's only junior, so you're still having very much fun. The funniest moment is, we've had a few. I really can't come up with one right now. You know, she was just always telling silly jokes. Definitely, if we were tired, we were just laughing with everything that would be possible. So stupid, but yeah, we just had fun. Well, definitely, when we were juniors, we just had so much fun with all the other gymnasts and with all the. Yeah, I can't really come up with a memory, but.
And did you still have fun with her when you became a senior, or was it less funny?
If I'm being honest, it was definitely less funny. We were way more, how would I say, like focused only on just competing well, and what, like I said, I'm very perfectionistic, and I always wanted to be the best. And for us, you all know, we got second many times in senior, so I had a very hard time dealing with that because I wanted to win, obviously. And that took a lot of fun out of it. My motivation also got very low at some point, just because I had the feeling like, you know, second is the best we can do. So it's definitely in seniors I had very much trouble with that, and Noémi also had, you know, there was put a lot of pressure on us, I feel like, because the Worlds were in Antwerp, our last competition. You know, we were already second in World Games, second at Europeans, so there was a lot of pressure on us, and I think that took a lot of the fun out of it. And you know, I feel sorry for that. You know, looking back, we could have made so much more fun and could have made, you know, have everything as a happy memory, but it really wasn't like that in seniors. We had a very hard time our last year.
What were your favorite leotards you wore for competitions?
Oh, that's a good question. So all of my leotards are very comfy. So I know that a lot of people, you know, don't like putting on leotards, but you know, it was very good made. So I liked all of them to put it on, but the most pretty one, I think, the combined one, the pink one with the black and then the cross, it was just a very special one. I think it was very characteristic for that routine, so I really liked it. The most beautiful one was the red one from Balance with the roses. It's just very elegant and very, yeah, that's the most beautiful one. But the most special one, I think, is for combined, also because, you know, we did the World Games with that leotard. It's the most important one.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you expensive in top sports?
Good question. Also, it's very hard, of course. But in the beginning, I felt we were very young going into top sport. So, and there were like all these older gymnasts like Solano, like Julien Ineke, and they were really guiding us very well. So we felt like, you know, we were just these little girls who were trying to keep up with the big teams. So that was really fun. The first year were really fun, but then once you get older, you come into seniors, there's a lot of more pressure on you. And then going into university as well, it was, the last years were way harder than the first years, even though the first year we were, increasing our difficulty way more than in the end. So it was very hard, but it was also just, the friendships and the feeling of being a team is just very nice, training all together every day and supporting each other through all the hard trainings, because of course we also had bad days. I think that was like really nice to have each other and to be a team just.
So the next question of Jeetje is, what was the most special moment of your gymnastics career?
I think the World Games, definitely. We were working very, very hard before the World Games. We really did everything we could. Trainings were very hard. I had my exams from university as well leading up to the World Games, and we really did everything we could. And then to have that moment that everything comes together and you just do the routines you really wanted to do. I think, of course, the World Games is also just a special competition because it's once every 4 years. So I think that one really, I think it makes me the most proud, that moment.
And what was your feeling like at the exact moment when you won it?
It's difficult to describe that feeling. I think, just feeling that the hard work pays off. That was like I was very happy with that. I'm very grateful that I was able to live that moment. Because we didn't get the ticket for the World Games ourselves. There was like another women's pair, Laria and Natasha, who were at the Worlds in 2016, who got the ticket. So I was very grateful that we got the chance to just be there. And then, to be able to get a medal, it's, once again, it's everything. If you would have told the 12-year-old me, like, you will be at the World Games and you will get a medal, it would just, I would start laughing because I wouldn't believe it. But it's possible. And at that moment, everything comes together and you're just happy.
How is it to be a coach? Is it different than be a gymnast?
It's very much different. Definitely in competitions, I'm way more stressed than I was as a gymnast. And that's because I feel like when you're a gymnast, you're in control. You're doing your warm-up, you're ready for your routine and you feel ready and, it's in your hands. But when you're a coach, you just have to watch from the sideline and it's very frustrating. So that's definitely different. But I really love coaching and I really love working definitely with young gymnasts, just to see them learn and see them progress. It's very satisfactory, I think. And so I like it, but I think like being when you're a gymnast, it's your own, you win the competitions and you win so that's obviously more fun. But I like being a coach and I hope to be a coach for quite a long time.
And do you have any goals as a coach?
At this moment, not really, because I'm still studying and I don't know what job I will do and how I will be able to combine it. I'm still very young, so I feel like now I have to learn, because I know how to do gymnastics myself, but I don't really know how to make gymnasts do good gymnastics. So first I have to learn that. And once I know that and I'm a good coach, I think I can set some goals, but I first have to work on myself before I can expect anything from the gymnasts.
Ellen? Was your coach ever mad at you if you failed at a competition or if you messed up?
So that's also actually very special. We only failed on one competition when we were training with Sergey. So that was our first international competition with Sergey. It was the Maya Cup in 2015, I think. And we fell twice in our dynamic routine, so it was quite bad. But he wasn't really mad at us after that routine, but he was mad at us when we got home. So he was like, you can do that routine so easily, and it's, you can do way more difficult elements than you do on the competition. So he was, of course, but it's, he was right. We shouldn't have fallen there. We know how to do these elements, and I never felt like it was wrong for him to be mad. It was, if we're not doing the things we should or we're supposed to do, if we can do, then it's the job of the coach to push us harder, I think. You really have to enjoy competition, not as a competition, but more as a performance, because that made me way more confident if I did competition just thinking that I had to put up a show and just show myself in the best way possible. So before I was very stressed about failing and about doing everything wrong, but then that's actually something that Sergey told me. He said right before my routine, he said, like, don't think about everything that can go wrong. You should think about the things you can do good and you can go right, and what you should do to make it right and to make it good, instead of negative thinking and failing and stuff like that. So I think just enjoy the moment. Just being there on Europeans and Worlds is already a great achievement, and try to put up a performance and be happy with your own, like, the way you do your gymnastics. You have to enjoy it yourself and not do it for your coach or do it for your parents. You have to do it for yourself and be proud of the fact that you're already standing there.
Nunc et in hora mortis.